Okay, so a couple key errors that a lot of athletes will have when they're doing a bench press are going to be based around a lot of their anatomical weaknesses. If they have longer limbs, if their triceps are weaker relative to their shoulders, if they have too much of a hip drive that's not being controlled through their lats and through their traps, all of these things can happen. So that first example is going to be if we have an athlete who flares their elbows out. So they come down here and they flare out to try and get more weight to their shoulders. So typically what we'll see then is we have someone who has very weak triceps. They're trying to force more energy to their shoulders because that's where they're stronger. Okay, so try to keep about a 45-degree angle with those elbows, okay? So cue them to pinch their lats a little bit more. If we pinch our lats, that immediately brings our lats under, or our elbows under. If we have somebody who flexes here with their elbows to their torso, what that means is their triceps are a lot stronger and they want to try to use their triceps because their shoulders are weaker, okay? So we want to see with someone like that, squeezing their traps, okay, and almost putting their elbows out slightly because they pinch so hard. So those are the first two key errors. The next error would be if someone's butt is lifting off the bench. This isn't a horrible problem, but typically it's related to their foot positioning. So make sure that their feet are under their knees or slightly behind. That's almost going to prevent them from lifting their butt when they drive. We want to see a little bit of a hip drive here as we press, okay? So we want to make sure we're getting that hip drive, but we're not arching our butt too much. And then finally, the last two problems that we'll see are going to be related to feet flailing and not using full range of motion. So if we have an athlete, typically a younger athlete, who brings a barbell down, and then as they press, they're flailing all over the place. We want to get them set with a flat foot. Do not let them go on the toes. Make them push their butt down into the bench and start from that bottom position. So what we want to do is pause, press, and they have to keep their feet in place. Okay, so that's a really quick cue, a really quick fix to prevent their feet flailing. That gives them more tension. Finally, another key error that we'll see is someone not touching their chest. Some athletes might have shoulder impingements that they can't touch with full range of motion. If you don't have a shoulder impingement, make sure that your rhomboids are flexed. Okay, so your shoulder blades are hugging the bench and your lats are lit up. If your lats are lit up here and they're actually focused and have an action of squeezing, it's gonna make it a lot easier to pull that bar down to your sternum and then drive through the fast concentric.